Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and I was going through PokeBeach, as you do, saw, Mega Malamar, got some new Inferno X reveals, which I will cover at some point, though there's like not that many, so I'm not covering them just yet. And, Mega Evolution, full set list revealed, cool stuff like that. And then I saw Flapple, and I was just like looking on my phone. I was like, wait, why are they talking about Flapple? And I saw it was banned. Yeah, what? Banned in expanded, obviously not in standard because it's not legal in standard. Also, Prism Energy receiving an errata. We will talk about oh, okay. So here's the ban list apparently. So we'll take a look at that. Nothing probably crazy to see there. Oh, it's just the. Oh, here it is. And then the errata Prism Energy. And we'll talk about Flapple more. But ultimately, it's really interesting here, and a pretty big deal because bans don't happen that much in the Pokemon TCG. Though there have been some recent bans in Expanded. We need to talk about Expand as well because the state of the format is interesting to say the least. But first of all, Prism Energy here is receiving an errata. It says, wait, so let me find the original Prism Energy. Jump Bluff is not banned though, but let's see. Prism Energy. We got the new one and we got the old one. So the old one says it provides colorless energy. If it's attached to a basic Pokemon, this card provides every type of energy, but only one energy at a time. Prism Energy here, it says as long as it's attached to a Pokemon, it provides colorless energy. If this card is attached to a basic Pokemon, this card provides every energy, but only one energy at a time. It's like the same thing except for um, they're changing it so that it only provides energy while attached to the Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know when that would ever matter. If someone could tell me down below in the comment section when that would matter, that would be useful. Because it's not like you can I don't know. I don't know when that would be meaningful. But anyways, they are changing that, so I'll mention that, I guess. But now we're going to talk about the ban, which is the more interesting thing. So if you're not familiar, Expanded is a format which is black and white on. Black and white has so we have black and white, X and Y, Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, and then now Scarlet and Violet, and then also Mega Evolution. So we'll be entering the sixth block or whatever it's called of expanded, although like not exactly. Mega Evolution is kind of a continuation of the Scarlet and Violet era. But anyways, so then we have this card here, Force of Vitality, which I guess is the official translation of the name now. It says each player's grass Pokemon can evolve into another grass Pokemon during the turn that they play this Pokemon, and then players cannot evolve a Pokemon evolve or during their first turn. So, that's going to be stopping turn one like crazy plays, right? And then also this is a pseudo reprint of the card Forest of Giant Plants. Forest of Giant Plants here is a stadium that says each player's grass Pokemon can evolve during his or her first turn, the turn that they play this Pokemon, and it can so it can work turn one, it can work any turn. It's very good, right? And then ultimately this card is banned and expanded because it allows you to play grass Pokemon turn one. I can allow for absurd combos, I guess, but mainly I don't know, it's just like super strong, right? Turn one going second, you can do crazy things. Turn one going first, you can do crazy things. You can like item lock your opponent turn one. Vileplume is very good and expanded. Item locking your opponent. You can do that turn one. Your opponent can't play any items their entire game. So that's like really, really bad, right? So, anyways, this card got banned, but notably because it could do it turn one. But then now Flapple's being banned. Force of Vitality is the reason Flapple's being banned. And look at the PokeBeach comments here. I heard some like one person say like, "Oh, this should ban Force of Vitality." I do like Flapple. I'm a big fan of this card. We'll talk about what it does in just a second. I think it's like super cool. Oh, wait a second. I was gonna like at some point I was gonna record a video on this card. I guess I gotta do that quickly if I want to do that because it's gonna get banned in a second. But it is a card that it's not super good and expanded. So it being banned isn't like changing the meta. It's not like it's a card that's commonly played for like silly fun decks either. So it being banned isn't a huge deal. And Force of Vitality, it's a new card. Banning a new card just feels really bad. And yeah, ultimately, this isn't a super obvious ban. That's like, if this ban didn't happen, I don't think the format would be ruined. But anyway, so what Flapple does here, because I need to explain exactly why it's banned, I guess. It says, so Flapple here has the ability Apple Drop. It is a stage 1 grass Pokemon, evolves from a grass Pokemon as well. Force of Giant Plants is evolving from grass Pokemon. So, Force of Giant Plants could win the game turn 1 with Shiftry. As well, like, I think that was like the main reason it was banned, which you could flip a coin. If heads, you remove one of your opponent's Pokemon from play. You can like scoop up and replay Shiftry a bunch of times, and then you could get rid of all your opponent's Pokemon. Shiftry itself isn't grass, but there are Nuzleafs that are grass. Anyways, so did want to mention that difference, but it's not a huge deal. But ultimately, Flapple is a kind of similar Pokemon, putting 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you place any damage counters in this way, shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your deck. And so this Pokemon like goes back into your deck and then also does damage. So if obviously the issue is the amount of damage it does, because it's not that much. It's 20 each time you do it. So doing this a little faster isn't a huge deal. However, you can do it like infinitely. That's the issue. That being said, we'll take a look at the combo here. This one mentioned in the comments. I don't know if this is like the best way to do it because it sounds kind of clunky in my opinion. But this isn't like an instant win turn one combo. We'll look at some of the other banned cards. Is Flapple on here? No, but it will be here. But recent bans. Oh, we can. No, this doesn't say the date of the ban. Most of these are control bans that just like completely block your opponent from playing anything. Some of these are kind of sketchy, like Island Challenge Amulet. I don't think needs to be banned. I don't know. But it is banned. Anyways, and then we come to what was I looking for? Oh, I was looking for a Scoop of Net and Sherman EX. I think was no, that wasn't super recent. Scoop of Net was recent though, with the printing of Iron Valiant EX, and then Duskull was banned with the printing of Dusclops. Dusclops, turn one, it like damages your opponent's Pokemon. It does 50 to them. It knocks itself out. But Duskull lets you evolve turn one going first, so you could just go first, then do like 250 damage to your opponent's Pokemon relatively easily. You need like some resources to do it, but it's pretty doable. And then you just like use Duskull, you like play a bunch of these, and then you would win essentially. Theoretically, your opponent could like bench a bunch of Pokemon and live. Again, theoretically, but that's super hard to do. And then you could theoretically miss it as well, but it's a pretty easy combo to pull off. And so this was like a blatant combo that was like absurdly broken. And it's just a 2-card combo. It's the Duskull with the Dusclops. And then that would just win you the game. So that was like a pretty obvious card that was broken and expanded. Not this card, but the Dusclops, which was printed in Shrouded Fable. And then Scoop Up Net was broken with Iron Valiant EX, allowing you to return Iron Valiant EX to your hand, which would allow you to like ping 20 to your opponent's Pokemon, but you could do it turn one going first, so you could like knock out your opponent's Pokemon. And it's very strong in general. Scoop Up Net wasn't a card that was banned just because Iron Valiant EX, I don't think, but I think that was a big reason why. Okay, I thought I was going to say why it was banned, but it didn't. But ultimately, with Iron Valiant EX, it was banned for that reason, leading to turn one donks. So Flapple is not doing that, right? Flapple is not. I mean, it's kind of doing that, but it's like an instant win combo. You don't really see those ever in Pokemon, outside of I guess like weird cards that instantly win you the game, which are like also banned. You got the unknowns. I don't know how strong the unknowns are. I know some of the other pieces within their decks got banned, I think, or like the rules changed. I don't know. I've not like really played with these cards. Not super familiar with them. I know Damage had an infinite combo, and that would win you the game. But I don't think it was super easy to set up, and I don't think it was turn one either. But anyways, they are banned. They are instant win combos, and Flapple does have an instant win combo here. So now reading the official ruling here, it says in combination with the upcoming Stadium Vitality or Forest of Vitality, there are several ways to use Flapple's Apple Drop ability repeatedly until all of your opponent's Pokemon are knocked out, or guess so you take 6 prizes. And then the strategy can be executed consistently on the second turn of the game, which creates an undesirable environment for the expanded format. So first of all, expanded the metagame. Can I even see it here? I don't know. Let's find it. So in Japan, there was an expanded tournament. Yeah, it's mostly Regidrago. The metagame kind of sucks. I mean, the deck's kind of fun, I think. I haven't really played it, but there's interesting elements to the deck, but it's 13 out of 16 decks. And then I believe every deck except for this deck is a double Dragon Energy deck. So myself and a lot of other people were expecting double Dragon Energy to be banned, or Regidrago V-Star to be banned. That'll probably be in the thumbnail as well. I'm not saying that those aren't banned. But yeah, Regidrago V-Star is like super dominant. So I wouldn't say expanded is a super well kept format. Additionally, if you're not familiar, I imagine most people are, but in Pokemon TCG Live, you can't play full expanded format. Live's version of expanded is okay, but it's certainly not that popular. And then it's not the full thing either, and you can't do friend matches and just stuff like that. And then also with in Japan, expanded is less popular. I don't know how popular it is. It is played some, but it's not like obviously it's not standard. And then Pokemon hasn't really. I mean, they have banned cards when there have been issues, so they have like kind of kept up with it. I think more than people think. It's not like completely abandoned. People kind of complain that like they kind of want it back, or I guess they complain that it's abandoned, but it's like not really a fun format. I think it needs a lot of bans to be a fun format. Ultimately, though, this card again winning like instantly or like turn two, kind of guaranteed is a problem. Oh, and then it says Forest of Vitality will be monitored closely to see if any other problematic strategies arise in the future. I'm not sure off the top of my head what would be broken with this. Grass is like pretty solid. But yeah, this card, you can anytime it's in play, you can get it out of play into your deck here. So looking at someone's comment here. Oh, also someone asked this question: Is the old Prism energy playable in standard? Or is it already usable? And yeah, it was already usable there. So because like erratas, or maybe not erratas, but just the way that the game works. But anyways, this person says a way you can do it is you use this jump bluff here, and this jump bluff says once on your turn you may return this Pokemon and all cards attached to it to your hand. And then obviously it's grass, and the previous evolutions are also grass. And then Porygon Z from Unbroken Bonds, which here it says the person said what jump bluff does. But Porygon Z is a Pokemon that lets you attach as much special energy from your hand as you want during your turn. To attach draw energy to the jump bluff and then draw a card, and then you can just keep looping this. You return the jump bluff to your hand, play all the stuff back down. Even with just one draw energy, you can draw your entire deck doing that. With the whole jump bluff line, right? You need the jump bluff, the skip loom, the hop-it, the draw energy, and then the Porygon Z in play. And then also you draw your whole deck, and then you like get Flapple, then you play Flapple, and then you put it back into your deck, and then you draw the Flapples again, and you play them. You get the idea, right? So, but ultimately, what you need to start the combo is jump bluff, with the whole line, right? Which is 3 cards. Then you need the energy, which is a special energy. It's searchable, not like free. You need the stadium. Then you also need this other stage 2, Porygon Z. Porygon Z, you need the basic and the stage 2, and then then presumably rare candy. Also, I will mention the stadium like doesn't really work with rare candy. I guess you could like play rare candy to evolve normally while the stadium's in play, of course. But what rare candy says, it doesn't let you evolve quickly. But anyways, the Flapple here. It's just like the payoff for that combo, but that is an infinite combo here. But ultimately, it's an 8 card combo, I think, which is like a lot of cards, and the cards aren't super searchable. And so I don't know. It doesn't seem crazy to me. I don't know if there are other combos here that are like allowing you to do that. Like, I'm not super familiar with. I guess I'll quickly look at all the evolution grass Pokemon in expanded with abilities. I'm not familiar with all of them, so I will need to take a quick glance, but this shouldn't be too bad. The hardest part is finding where the abilities are. Here we go. I found it. So looking at the expanded format, and we're looking for grass Pokemon. There we go. Okay, so anything interesting here that immediately pops out to me as being broken? Obviously, we have Flapple. I don't think any of these are like absurd here. Just kind of looking at them. None of these, you can't like return any of them to your hand or like to your deck. That's really what makes them broken. Obviously there are some like decent cards from this list, but nothing I'd even like say is that good. Honestly, grass is kind of weak. But then you got, let's see, Grottle will kind of help you get set up if you do want to do that, but that doesn't seem absurd. And then I don't know. None of these instead look super crazy. I'm not familiar with is it all these cards, but I'm familiar with like most of them. Obviously, like item lock is like pretty annoying on Vileplume. Where's Vileplume? Not this one. Not this one either. This one. There we go. That's like annoying, but whatever. Ultimately, though, I think it is just that like jump bluff combo with the Flapple, which seems like kind of hard to pull off, right? Like, so searching out the basics, you play Buddy Buddy Poffin. You probably play Guzman Hala, right? So you play Guzman Hala. Let's say you got the Secret Box to get you the combo. So Secret Box gets you the Guzman Hala and the Buddy Buddy Poffin, which gets you the Stadium, the Special Energy, the what is it? The 2 basics there. And then you also get another or you get like another stadium. Maybe that's not the right way to do this. I'm not entirely sure how to do this, but just a Guzman Hala gets you a stadium, the special energy, then what a tool, which could get like 4 seal stone. If you got a V in play, you can grab, I don't know. My head's getting kind of twisted around here. I'm trying to think this through. You still need the rare candy, which you could, let's say, get off of like the Forestal Stone. You got you need two stage twos and a stage one, which are like searchable off of like Pokemon Search, but it's not free. Is it too strong? Yeah, I guess. And again, there might be an easier combo to do it, but someone tell me down below in the comments if there is. You could also pair it with like not use the jump fluff. You could just get Porygon Z and then get Drongies and like keep attaching them to your Flapple. And like, wait, no, that wouldn't work because the Drongies would replace themselves. So you could do it with enriching energy, with attaching the enriching energy to Flapple and like draw through your deck doing that. I think. Not entirely sure if that would work, but I think it would. Maybe I don't know. Anyways, this combo like seems like kind of broken. Is it more problematic than like Double Dragon Energy? I don't actually know. I definitely feel like Double Dragon Energy is kind of broken in the format, and Flapple is also kind of broken. I'm not sitting here denying that it is very strong, but it's kind of weird, right? Especially with the format that's not entirely kept up with. But it is interesting that they are banning it. I think it's like kind of fair. I don't think Force of Vitality is like in desperate need of a ban. Force of Giant Plants is a lot stronger because you can evolve Pokemon turn one. Evolving Pokemon turn 2 is something you can do anyways, so it's only re-evolving Pokemon, which is like not super common. Am I sad it's getting banned? Yeah, kinda. It's a fun card. There's some like cool combos you can do with it that aren't like crazy. You just like get damage counters on. And replaying cards is fun, but I do see why it's getting banned. But tell me down below in the comments if you think like it definitely needs to get banned. If you think it's like absurd, if you think Force Vitality is problematic with other cards, and then also just your thoughts on expanded. But I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the good stuff. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.